What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And listen, I get it. I know my story times are a little bit more further in between, but that's more because, first off, they're a little bit harder to make. It's hard for me to think of what stories I want to tell, and also, maybe I'm just a little bit shy. Maybe there's certain stories that I'm not ready to tell you. You guys gotta earn my trust to learn this much about me. You know what I'm saying? But now that you guys are here, I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed. I'm feeling a little bit more loosey-goosey. And I'm like, you know what? I think it's time I tell you a story that kind of sucks. Not in the nature of things, but sucked for me. You saw my 2-year anniversary video of Guess It and Finesse It and that lifestyle, right? And I brought up the ups and downs. And today's story is a showcase of the down portion of things, of that roller coaster. Maybe it'll make you feel better about your down. Maybe we share a similar down. Maybe we could be down buddies. I'm down. Are you down? I don't know. Well, we won't know until we get the story going. So let's do it then. Let's get into the big job scam. Okay, so this takes place back in 2019, only 3 days after my birthday. At this point in my life, I was taking a semester away from Columbia College Chicago to go to a junior college and knock out some of my gen eds, which I highly recommend, by the way. I was living with my mother at the time, and as wonderful as a woman she is, I was craving some freedom, I've been applying for countless jobs in my career every day, just hoping that one job would just change everything. But instead, nobody was biting, and I was losing hope. Until one day, I got a notification from an animated job board I was signed up for. I got a message from a job that was looking for a graphic artist for a school. And hey, I could do that. That's great. But here's the kicker. It was all the way in the United Arab Emirates. Now, here's where I started thinking. That's insane, right? Moving all the way to the Middle East, that's crazy. There's no way I can move that far away from home, be away from my family, be in a completely different country. I just don't know. But when I started reading the accommodations that the job would give me, they said they'll fly me out, supply me with a car, housing, food. They said that they would have all my living arrangements covered while I get this job done. All right, let's pause here because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Steven, that sounds way too good to be true. How could you possibly? Because spoiler alert, yes, you knew it was a scam, right? That's the name of the freaking title. But how did you not know, right? But listen to me. There's a metaphor about a flower pot, and there's a flower growing inside of it, and this flower is budding from a much larger flower, and that much larger flower is my mother. And I started just growing a little bit too big for that flower pot. I needed to spread out my roots. I was ready to go. I wanted to do something, and I was feeling a little bit in a funk. I was in a rut for a while because I was like, I want to get out and do something that has to do with my career. So my eyes were completely blind to this entire thing. And while some saw it as too good to be true, I saw it as too good to pass up. So I was going to fall for anything. And speaking of my mother is one of the most supportive people ever. So when I told her about this job, she says, I should go for it. I should go for whatever makes me happy. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna sit on it. Let me sit on it. So I sat on it all day, all night. I slept that night just staring at the ceiling, imagining how cool it would be to go travel to a new country for my job, the life I could live. So the next day I decided, let's do it. I sent over the confirmation that I will like the job, and I got to planning. I planned out when I was gonna leave, when I would need to return, how much money I need to save up. I just planned out all the things I needed to. So I was so excited. I could already picture the life I was living, and it was looking pretty dang good. Now, in comes my girlfriend, Alicia. You remember her from the tooth story. I told her about the job, and of course, she was a bit hesitant. It was scary to just get up and move to a whole new country. That's a lot to handle, right? So I completely understand why she was a bit hesitant. But I was just so excited, I just reassured her. I was like, hey, I'll be back for holidays and whatnot. It'll be great, don't worry about it. But then she asked to see some of the emails and read over the paperwork, which In all honesty, I got a bit irritated. I was a bit offended even. Why is she trying to stomp on my dream? This is big for me. But then she started doing what, in all honesty, was an extremely basic Google research, and she advised me to do the same. And unfortunately, the ugly truth started to reveal itself. Things stopped adding up, fallacies started to arise, and doubt began to settle in. It all came crashing down to me when I came across an article talking about fake job posting scams that will have you paying for tickets and investments never to be reimbursed. I was absolutely heartbroken, and so was Alicia and my mom. They both felt terrible. They knew how much this meant for me, but you know what? I wasn't mad at anybody except myself. You know, I was bamboozled. I was hoodwinked, and overall I was crushed. It was 110% a scam. So once I figured that out, I just asked for, hey, I need a little bit of alone time. I went to go take a nice shower, and you know when you just need to get a good cry out, so you turn on all the faucets in the shower and you just sit there? That's what that was. It was just a good hefty cry. And it's crazy, really, because all my dreams were shot up in one day and they all came crashing down the next. It all happened so fast, it was hard for me to handle it. And on my birthday week, no less. Whew. And what did I do after that? I had to guess it and finesse it after that, you know? I had to just get up, dust myself off, and live, you know? Because what else was I supposed to do? Just sit there and wallow about it? Maybe for a bit, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I did a little bit, but after the wallowing, I expelled all that out. I had to keep applying for new jobs, and you know what? I will say it was for the best because now I know how to read a contract a little bit more. And you know what? That was a good thing to get caught up in, because say nobody came, say Alicia didn't even come and read the contract, then what? What would have happened? I would have just went on out. I'd have been a completely different continent and just with nothing. They would have took my money. They would have just. I laugh because it's kind of funny because it didn't happen. But if it did happen, I would be doing much more than just crying in a bathroom. That's all I'm gonna say. So I wanted to share that because you know what, guys, life's just not all peaches and cream, and I know that. And I'm all good with it. I have become stronger, better, smarter, wiser, handsomer from it, and I'm happy it happened. So I hope you guys can look at your downs in your life and realize that there's gonna be some good that comes from it. I promise you. And maybe you gotta dig a little deeper to find it, but I'm sure it's there. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next video.